Hi everyone, welcome to episode 17 of Paranormal Among Us. On today's episode, I want to talk about something a little different. Have you ever heard of the popular TV show on the History Channel called The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch? It's one of my favorites right now, and there are a lot of strange things going on at that ranch in northern Utah. Cattle mutilations, UAPs, possible portals, ghostly activities at one of the homesteads on the property. But what exactly is a skinwalker, and where did that term come from? Well, I hope to answer that question today with a little bit of Native American history. In the Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a malevolent witch that has the ability to transform themselves into an animal, usually a wolf, coyote, bear, bird, or any other type of animal. Dan Besnek, an anthropologist at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, says that skinwalkers are purely evil in intent. Quote, I'm no expert on it, but the general view is that skinwalkers do all sorts of terrible things. They make people sick. They commit murders, end quote. For obvious reasons, few, if any, Navajo people want to cross paths with a skinwalker. Many of the Navajo people will not even speak openly of skinwalkers, especially with strangers. They fear that speaking about skinwalkers might invite attention of the evil witch. Plus, a stranger who is asking questions about them just might be a skinwalker looking for his next victim. According to a legend, to become a skinwalker, a witch must be initiated by a secret society that requires the evilest of deeds, the killing of a close family member. After completing this task, the individual acquires supernatural powers, giving them the ability to shapeshift into animals like coyotes, wolves, or any other animal. They then wear the skins of that animal that they transform into. Sometimes skinwalkers can be seen wearing animal skulls or antlers on their heads, which is said to give them more powers. They can also choose what animal they shapeshift into, depending on the abilities they are needing, such as speed, strength, endurance. They may also transform in order to escape their pursuers. Not all skinwalkers are out to kill. Many have been witnessed to run alongside moving cars or roaming around people's properties, and they've been scared away. Now, with this information, I looked up on the internet to find some stories to share with you on skinwalkers. Here are a few. The first story I found goes like this. I was driving home late one night, around 3 or 4 in the morning in a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona, and I came across something I can't explain. This happened twice. The first time, I was driving alone on a road that had an open field on my left, when out of nowhere, a black figure on all fours bounds out of the field and ran across the road, with non-human quickness, several yards in front of my car. As soon as the figure gets to the other side of the road, it stops on a dime, turns around, and looks directly at me. The dark figure looks like a simian, and completely black, except for a snow-white human face. I quickly slammed on the brakes, turned around, and got out of there as quickly as I could. As I looked in the rearview mirror, the creature was nowhere to be found. This happened again a few weeks later. This time, the creature was sitting in a tree. As my car approached, the creature climbed out of the tree and again, with non-human quickness, ran across the road, stopping on the other side, turned, and looked me in the eye. This time, I had a friend in the car, and we both began to freak out. The creature was exactly the same as before, all black, except for a snow-white face. I quickly turned the car around, and as I was searching for the creature, it again was nowhere to be found. The next story that I found goes like this. My family owns a farm in the heart of an Indian reservation. One winter, I was home for Christmas break, taking care of the family farm while my parents were out Christmas shopping. As I was home by myself at night, I hear the cows in the field freaking out. Thinking that it was just wild dogs bothering the cows, I put on my boots, grab my shotgun, and head out to see what was going on. I get to the middle of the field just in time to see 2 dogs, but they were standing up on their back legs, facing each other and fighting. As I load a shell into the chamber of my shotgun, both dogs stop when they hear the noise that I was making. They look over at me, and they ran away, on their back legs. I froze there for a few minutes. I eventually made my way back to the house. All of the stories of skinwalkers filled my head. Up until this time, I thought they were just tales. Tonight, they became real. The last skinwalker story we have comes from Gallup, New Mexico. It goes like this. I had my first and only encounter with a skinwalker, and prior to this, I always used to say that I would believe it when I see it. Well, I'm a believer now. I was moving into a new house and was cleaning my old house with my 10-year-old son. We worked most of the day and we were getting pretty tired, so we stopped cleaning and went back to our new house. As we walked out the front door, I noticed a dark figure move from behind a neighbor's car to a nearby tree that was between our houses. I couldn't make out any of the features of it as it was moving quickly, but not quick enough to avoid the streetlights. It didn't see my son or I, and it was moving as if it was sneaking around the neighborhood. As it got a little bit closer, still not sensing that I was there, I saw a wolf-like creature with brown fur. It didn't have any human traits except that it walked on its hind legs and not on all fours. We slowly made our way to our car without the creature spotting us, and when I started the engine, it got scared and ran away, quicker than I had ever seen anything run. Later, I was telling my wife what had happened. She believes it was a skinwalker, and that we were lucky that it didn't see us. So what do you think? Are they real? In some respects, the tale of the skinwalkers is that of ghosts or UFOs. Some would say that they are too bizarre to be real, but on the other hand, too many sightings to dismiss. Regardless of whether or not us outsiders believe in skinwalkers, the legend of skinwalkers is meaningful to the Navajo of the West and the Southwest. That's the episode for this week. If you know of someone who has had a skinwalker encounter or other paranormal encounters at all, please email me at paranormalamongus72@gmail.com. That's paranormalamongus72@gmail.com, and I'll get that story on a future episode. There is one thing that I would like to include in this show, eventually, is Sasquatch. If someone out there is familiar with any Sasquatch encounters or research, please email me. I would love to get that subject on a future episode. Thank you all for watching, and stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next episode of Paranormal Among Us.